into the man I used to be. Put myself asleep, just so I can get closer to you inside my dreams. Didn't wanna wake up and see up inside me. I just wanted to call you and say, oh baby, where are you now when I need you most? I'd give it all just to hold you close. Sorry that I broke your heart, never coming through. I was running away from basic reality, wasting all of my time on living my fantasies, spending money to compensate, cause I want you, baby. I'll be living in heaven when I'm inside of you. It was simply a blessing waking beside you. I'll never let you down again. Oh baby, where are you now when I need you most? I'd give it all just to hold you close. Sorry that I broke your heart. I said baby, I'll treat you better than I did before. I'll hold you down and I'll let you go. This time I won't break your heart. I know it's all my fault. Made you put down your guard. I know I made you fall and said you were wrong for me. I lied to you, I lied to you, I lied to you. Can't hide the truth, I stayed with her in spite of you. You did some things that you regret, still right for you. Cause this house is not a home without my baby. Where are you now when I need you most? I give it all just to hold you close. Sorry that I broke your heart. And I said, baby, I'll treat you better than I did before. I'll hold you down and I'll let you go. This time I won't break your heart. No.
Are we live online? That's always a question. Oh, look. Now this light is going to go on, and you have all disappeared. For the first times in your lives, you're invisible. Why? Why are my friends like this? All right, are we good online, Errol? Like, pick a camera. I still hear music. Awesome! Hey everybody, welcome to our Standup Showdown. It's round one. Yeah, you guys can cheer. Don't be like silent. It's been a pandemic. What the fuck else have you done? Right? You've been sitting at home, right? We're not talking about what you were touching, but you've been sitting at home, right? Yes. And you, I don't know, I can't tell who's beside him. It's like a silhouette. It's like, I don't know who it is. Anyway, we have got an amazing show for you tonight, and I can tell you it's an amazing show because I just saw all of these comics mere minutes ago as they made an entire room full of assholes shit themselves with joy. So if it smells. Anyway, no, it was amazing. I am so looking forward to seeing it again. I am super happy that you came out for the show. I am super ecstatic for the people that are online. Hello, people online. Wave to the good people at home, everyone. Yay. All the people at home are like, fuck you. We don't want to be in a room with you. You breathe. All right, so a couple of things about the way tonight works. Do you have your index cards? No? Catherine, your mom needs an index card. Jesus, Faye, get it together. Does it come with a ready? No, you use the blood at the tip of your finger, you just bite. Right. No, we'll get you a pen. Don't worry about it. And you don't need to worry about it too much right now. But what it is you all have 5 points that you get to award tonight to any of our 10 comedians. If you can do math, Nick, pay attention, I'll walk you through it. If you can do math, that means you know that some comedians are not going to get any points from you because you can't give half points. You pull that shit and I'm throwing your points away. So you get to give 5 points. Now, if one of the comedians is so sparkling and delightful and fantastic that you just have to give them all 5 points, by all means, give them all 5 points. If 5 of these fuckers make you laugh till you pee, give them all 1 point each. That's the way it works. At the end of the show, you will give me your ballots. The people on home will email me their ballots, and then I will put it into a spreadsheet because apparently I hate myself, and I decided to do fucking math after a comedy show. What the hell? Anyway, and we're going to total it up, and then we'll let people know who won and who will be continuing on because, like I said, this is round 1. We have 2 more rounds, October 8th. Did you just find a pen? Are you good? It's a pandemic, ma'am. Nobody wants your lipstick. Not even your husband. Not true, actually. And he does look good in that shade of red. Anyway, where was I? Before that, oh yeah, award the points however you feel you need to. And then what will happen is we will let you know tomorrow who is going on to the final round. We have 2 more qualifying rounds on October 9th and November 5th. And then we have the final round, which is where the winners from each of those nights will perform again on November 19th. Now, here's the fun part. This is actually one of those competitions where I have invited people to be a part of it. So I am paying them. Well, actually, you are paying them because I'm fucking cheap, but you made money. So they're getting paid tonight anyway for performing because I believe that artists should be paid, right? Exactly. All the comedians in the back are like, lunch money, thank you. But yes, they should be paid. Also, it meant that I got to ask people to be in this, and I got to tell some people they weren't going to be in this. Why? Because they were terrible people. And this, here's the thing. Comedy is one of those things that can change the world, but if you're punching down, I'm punching out. That's all there is to it. So, and I'm big, I'm an asshole, my rules. But at the end of this, on November 19th, one of these comedians, one of the comedians at our 3 preliminary rounds, will win $500 that we will give them that night. Now, we're not giving it to them in cash, because the IRS. We will write them a check. They will be able to cash it quickly and relatively. And then the person that gets second will get a trophy that says King of the Losers, because we are that asshole. You guys aren't laughing. Fine. I don't give a shit. I'm doing it anyway. So, are you ready for the show? Okay. So, tonight you have 10 comedians that are here to make you chortle, snort, pee, whatever. Laugh, hopefully. Please welcome to the stage, Sugar Bush!
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. It is very good to be here. I actually love coming to Helena. I've got a good friend that lives in town. He is not here tonight, which is really unfortunate because over the last year, our relationship actually got a lot stronger. That relationship primarily consists of us sending each other dick pics. But it's not just dick pics. Like, we have actual conversations, too. It's not just like, hey, look at this D. It's more like, hey, I know you had a really hard week, but was it as hard as this D? Or, congratulations on that big promotion, but now it's time to get to work on this big D. Or the one I sent him most recently, man, I am so sorry. I heard about your grandma, but I've got another stiff you should be focused on right now. Now that I think about it, that one might be why he's not here tonight. Last time I was in Helena, I was here for Pride, which was a lot of fun. I love Pride. One of the things I love most about Pride is all of these straight cis people you see wearing Pride colors everywhere. So I'll be at a bar talking to some really attractive guy. He's got a Pride shirt on. The conversation's going really well. So, I take a shot, be like, hey, man, you want to get out of here, go back to my place? And every single time it's, sorry, I'm actually straight. I just support your cause. That doesn't happen anywhere else. Like, no one walks through South Central LA wearing gang colors saying, oh, I'm not a Crip, I just support your cause. It's just a Pride. If you can't figure it out yet, I am gay, which is great, because if I was straight and I showed up here dressed like this, y'all would just assume I was a douchebag. But I actually had someone recently ask me why I'm gay. Stupid question. I told them it's because it's in my DNA. No, wait, sorry, I messed that one up. I told them that it's because the D is in my A. Yeah. I recently broke up with my boyfriend, which is for the best, to be honest. Like, he's a paramedic, and if I'm being honest with myself, I've always wanted to marry a doctor. Like, not for the paycheck, nothing gross. I want to marry a doctor because my dad's a doctor. Okay, that makes it sound like I have daddy issues. I don't have daddy issues. I also don't have health insurance. So even though we live 5 hours apart, my dad is still my primary health care provider. Like, when something's wrong, I just send him a picture of it. Does this need stitches? Should I get this lump checked out? Is my finger supposed to bend that way? He has nightmares about me getting hemorrhoids. Whereas if I married a doctor, he'd be able to diagnose those hemorrhoids before I knew there was a problem. Because of how often he'd be examining my butthole. Plus, it'd be a huge step up on my older brother, because my older brother's a nurse, but he's really arrogant about it. He loves to let me know that by the time he was my age, he had already saved thousands of lives. He's a hospice nurse. If he saved thousands of lives, that means he's bad at his job. He also just had his first kid, which is great. Like, I don't have any kids myself. That's probably my favorite part about being gay. No surprise pregnancies. I should know. I've been trying to get pregnant for years. It has not worked. But if I had kids, I'd want to adopt them anyway. There are so many good reasons to adopt kids. Like, for instance, my reason, to finally shut up the rescue animal people. So, like, if I'm out there walking my dog and somebody comes up, hey, is that a rescue dog? Turn around on them, hey, is that a rescue kid, bitch? I've seen that purebred brat you got running around. You got that straight from the breeder, didn't you? Do you have any idea how bad that is for the mother's health? But yeah, I don't have kids. I'm single. I'm gay. It means I spend a lot of time on Grindr. You know the old saying that all the good guys are either taken or gay? 5 minutes on Grindr and you know that's not true. There are plenty of gay assholes out there. In fact, half the guys that message me on Grindr start off the conversation by sending me a picture of their gay asshole. I just tell them I forwarded this to my dad. He says you have hemorrhoids. Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Sugarbush. I will see y'all next time.
That's it? That was your applause? Much better. Are you okay? Are you sure? Like, there's always that one person that just starts snorting at round one. It's like, sure? Gonna be, sure? Sure? Okay. You'll be fine. All right. Folks, please welcome to the stage San Francisco's own Kaiser Lieb.
San Francisco didn't want me, they sent me back. Well, that got laughs from the J.R.R. Tolkien section. Not the Lord of the Rings movies, I mean the Hobbit trilogy. These two could be split apart and recombined to make every one of those dwarves. Who else do we have? Oh, in the back there we got the cool math teacher, right? Those kids are not ready for college, but they sure did like him. She's horrified. She's like, oh God, what's he gonna say? Don't worry, I know better. But the number of cats you have is more than the number of dogs you have, right?
What's wrong with that? Cats are better.
I don't have any animals. It's because I'm not responsible enough to have any animals. I can't even clean my apartment. I need somebody to come over and yell at me and get me to tidy up. I went on Craigslist to advertise for this. I said, dirty boy seeks mature enforcer to promote discipline. I was amazed at how many responses I got to that ad, man. And I was also amazed how much it was going to cost. I don't know why we would need a safe word. Usually I like to roast the audience, but the audience is so empty I have to roast the chairs. Oh, you look like the chairs that we had at church when I was a kid, but going through an emo phase. You're really short chairs. Must be this tall to ride this ride. Must be this tall to be ridden on. You have to touch our butts. I bet that if you had paid more attention in school chairs, you could have been car seats. Hung out with us while we drove. Driving is great because it's like, oh, you know what? Here, pilot this 2-ton death machine. There's one rule, but you have to break it slightly. Because if you follow it exactly, everybody will hate you. And if you break it a lot, then the police will violate your Fourth Amendment rights. And also, if you don't break it enough, the police will still violate your Fourth Amendment rights. Like, if you go slower, they'll pull you over. I was down in Arizona. I was driving this Volkswagen Beetle. This car pulls up right behind me. The car's not passing me. I'm like, there's a pass. You could pass. I'm going to slow down. And he says his lights come on because he was the police. He said, why'd you slow down so much, son? This is a 1967 Volkswagen, and it doesn't maintain highway speeds. And he says, I'm going to have to search the vehicle. And I said, you're violating my Fourth Amendment rights. But it's late, and I'm sleepy, so go ahead. Like, how much of a libertarian that I am really strongly depends on how convenient it is for me at that time. It's a good thing that I was not Paul Revere. They'd be like, hey, Kaiser, wake up, the British are coming. You got to go alarm the countryside. I'd be like, no, the British are still going to be coming tomorrow. Let me sleep. And then we would all be speaking English even to this day. Babies are stupid, huh? The babies are just tiny immigrants from the future. And sure, right now, they just want like a handout and free health care. But you know that later on they are going to be stealing jobs from hardworking millennials. We should build a really tiny wall. I do everything that I can to avoid producing babies. I practice personality-based contraception. You guys are out here wasting money on condoms and pills, and I'm just this way. I am like if the Walmart t-shirt section fucked a MacBook Pro. The only thing that's cool about me is that I can make robots. My girlfriend, though, she is a sex machine. That's right, I built her out of electric motors. She is super hot, but someday I'm gonna fix that cooling issue. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kaiser Lieb, and I want you to clap for Kevin Ham.
Give it up for Kaiser. Up next, oh, I put on a mask. I feel like an adult in a pandemic. For all the people in Texas that are like, we don't wear masks, it's violating our rights to life. Oh, fuck you. There's nothing funny about Texas anymore. I used to live there. That was the only funny thing in the place. We got this one asshole from Montana. He made Houston hysterical. Now, swamp. That's all there is. And if you ever go to Austin, don't. They're like, but we're weird. We're like Portland. Racist? Yeah. Yeah, you are. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus, let's be inclusive. Folks, ladies, maybes, everybody, please welcome to the stage Melissa Hanson.
I'm slightly shorter. In 113 days, recreational marijuana will be legal in the state of Montana. Thank you, good night. No, I'm just I have several friends who use medical marijuana for a variety of reasons. And as a result, I am sometimes around them when they are high as shit. They like to be high as shit at my house because I will cook you a goddamn gourmet dinner. Yes. You smoke it up and I will make you a quiche, baked brie with huckleberry sauce, and a goddamn pineapple upside down cake. Who's coming to my house afterward? All right. I have a friend who uses medical marijuana, and she's just this amazing individual in general, but when she's high, she is a character to behold. She is an optimist, and she has this amazing outlook on life that I'm high, but I could be higher. And I am no quitter. Her name is Keegan, and when Keegan smokes weed, there's a specific set of things that happen every time. The first thing that happens is that her right eye just nopes the fuck out. And then her neck forgets how to neck. So Keegan spends the evening She then sometimes gets the hiccups. She always tells the same story about that time that she took a big hit off a bowl and started choking and blew all the burning weed clean out of the bowl. And then 10 minutes later, she burped and smoke came out. About the time that she finishes telling me the story for the 37th time, the deja vu kicks in. So then she's trying to convince me that I'm the one who keeps repeating myself. No, Keegan, I've actually heard this story before. You already said that. No, I promise I really didn't. No. Yes, you did. And then she becomes so suspicious that her right eye comes back to the party. And then the THC loops back around, we lose our friend, and she can't remember what the hell she was talking about. Keegan gets interesting ideas when she smokes a lot of weed. She informed me, I'd really like for you to be my experiment. This is terrifying and also really intriguing. She says, I'm gonna get you laid. I'm gonna create a dating/hookup profile for you. And I'm gonna advertise you as a milky redhead. Okay, now I get the concept, as I am currently getting a sunburn from the spotlight. But let me pause and just let you know I am not here to kink shame anyone. If you choose to stuff a rubber ducky up your ass and have somebody frost you like a birthday cake and set your pubes on fire, I am full support of your decisions as a human. However, I feel like on hookup sites, a milky redhead could be viewed as maybe a lactation fetish. And if that is the case, my boobs are super gonna be sad for you. But as I'm telling you guys this story, it occurs to me that hi Keegan just wants to be my pimp. Now, I haven't said yes, but I haven't said no either. Thanks, you guys, for coming out tonight. I'm Melissa.
Very helpful. I tried to turn it off. I don't know what's going on. Do you share one bit of your life with people? A couple of people in the back are like, what? Confused? Disturbed? Anyway, please welcome to the stage another one of Helena's wayward children, Lynn Solomon.
Kev Ham, ladies and gentlemen. And babies and them too. So I'm Lynn Solomon. I am 54 years old. Hold for applause. Thank you. I am single. I don't have any children that I know of. Sidebar. You don't know how many times I tell that joke and someone always goes, you know, if you had children, you would know. And I'm always like, thank you for coming to comedy night. Generally speaking, my motto, my brother is here, he can attest to that. Generally speaking, my motto is, I don't do living things. Pets, plants, children. Now, I've never offed a child or a pet, as far as I know. But I cannot keep my plants alive. I cannot keep plants alive. And people always come to me and they bring me the plants, they bring me the succulents, or whatever. They're like, oh, you can't kill this one. And I always say, hold my beer. So recently I went to the gym, hold for applause, and thank you. So I went to the gym and I showered and I was getting ready to go off to my, like someone mentioned, Missoula, we have 4 part-time jobs. So I was getting ready to go off to my job, and I reached into my bag to get dressed, and I pulled out my underwear. Now, I'm not a super tidy person, but I do fold my underwear into a little square. So that day when I reached into my bag and I pulled out my underwear, they weren't in a little square. They were kind of like rumpled up and wrinkled. So then I had a moment and I thought, well, are these the clean underwear? Or might they be underwear that, say, were like left in my bag from last time, or, you know, shoved down the leg of my jeans that I threw in my bag? And then I'm standing there in the locker room and there's other people around and I'm thinking, how am I going to figure this out? Now, for the record, Anne, there were no outward signs, if you know what I'm saying, no outward indicators that would tell me if they were clean or dirty. And I know what I would do if I were at home, alone. So I'm standing there with the underwear in my hand, and I thought, well, you know, I could pray. Or I thought, you know, perhaps I could do some yoga. And then I thought, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an announcement. I'm going to make an announcement right there in the locker room. I'm going to say, ladies, on the count of 3, you can sniff anything, you can readjust anything, you can extract anything from any crevice it might be in, and you can even close your eyes. And then I thought, what if I'm the only one who does it? So then I thought, Lynn, you are just going to have to put on these underwear and figure this out later. And then somebody said to me, well, why not just go without? People, I'm 54 years old. And then somebody said to me, geez, Lynn, what's the big deal about not wearing clean underwear? And I said, what if I'm in an accident? Which is a joke only people of a certain age get. Yeah. That's real. I'm, you know, like you're in the emergency room and you're like, the one time. So I am delighted to be here for many reasons. Helena is my hometown. I always say I was born on Rodney Street, and then I correct myself. I say I was born in St. John's Hospital on Rodney Street. I wasn't born on Rodney Street, although it's not beyond the realm of possibility that a baby could be born on Rodney Street. But I am delighted to be here. I recently did an open mic in Missoula, and I had a great set. It was really fun. But the comedians will tell you, I went first, which is a challenge, especially on an open mic. But I went up first, and I had a good open mic set. And it was fun, and I stepped off the stage, and I was in this lovely bar in downtown Missoula with these adorable waiters. little adorable server. I found out his name was Ian. And so he says to me, he said, I really loved your set tonight. Great job. I said, oh, thank you so much. And then he said, you remind me of my mom. So then I just put some spit on my thumb and I reached up and I just like wiped the toothpaste right off his face. And then I looked down and I noticed his work shoes, adorable server Ian, weren't quite tied as well as they could. And I said, you know, if you fall and break your neck, don't come running to me. And then I pointed out, you know, you could come by anytime and pick up your soccer trophies. And then I said to adorable server Ian, isn't it about time you got a real job? Thank you so much. Good night.
I have to look at the list. I can't remember anybody's name. I used to worry about that. Like, people would go, oh, well, if you don't remember anybody's name, that's rude. And I found out it's really not. Like, I don't remember your name because I know you do. But if you tell me a password, motherfucker, I'm remembering that until well past your death. Please welcome to the stage another, well, pseudo-hometowner. Your mom lives here. Fuck it, we adopted you. Please welcome to the stage Catherine Hosbine.
Thanks, Kev, for fucking up my last name. It's Hosbein, means pant leg. We were tailors back in Germany. We were the good kind. All right, guys. How's it going? I'm so glad that there's only like 10 people here. So yeah, this like last year and a half has been super shitty. But thankfully my immune system has just been fucking killing it. So I got COVID, so I'm so glad I took the 1 in 7 away from you guys, or like whatever it is now, like 1 in 2. Good old Gian Fuckte, he's just killing it. Oh, who gave me an ooh? Get out of here. I don't have tits, but I do have a vagina, so come on. No, okay. All right, well, my mom's right there, so I guess there's a fight afterwards, so I can't go home right away. So just turn my bed down, okay? You know how I like it. Chocolate on the pillow, yes, please. No, my mom's fucking awesome, so not only is my immune system great in giving me COVID, it's also given me cancer 3 times. It's funny, like, don't be like, oh, it's so sad. Like, fuck you. Like, I just, like, my give a shit meter is, like, so low now, where I'm just like, oh, you're a hero. If you consider me a hero, maybe look at yourself in the mirror. Like, I don't know. No, so I got breast cancer. We're in the oncologist's office. This lady right here asked the oncologist, do you think she got it from drinking those LaCroix? I just hate those sparkling waters that she drinks. They're aluminum, she doesn't recycle them, and I'm pretty sure that's why she got her breast cancer. So that's her advice, okay? My father tells me to go for a walk, because when he's having a stressed out day, he just goes for a fucking walk. Yeah, let's just walk around town, like, that'll cure it. The only like super shitty thing about like not having tits is I feel like I have phantom limb pain sometimes. Like it's just hard, like I couldn't tell that it was raining. Like I really do miss having nipples. I mean, I used to be able to fucking cut glass. I got nothing. I mean, they've had like liver transplants, but what about areolas? Think about it, like, instead of saving the earth, let's get some nips. Soon, I know, Mom, I know. The boys can give me a pearl necklace instead of a back tat or a brooch. I don't even give a shit about the competition. It's just fun, like roasting my mom right now. So. What else can I say about her? I also have like super shitty chemo brain. This is a great story. Great fucking story. So my brother lives in Minneapolis. It was kind of shitty there last summer. And my mom goes, "Do you know what your brother is doing? Let me say it. 5 times a day?" Do I want to know? Regular water, folks. He is going around the neighborhood looking for IUDs. Little copper teas are just popping out? Like, I don't, like, are we just like laying an egg here? Like, I don't understand. Like, I guess, watch out, 9 months later, a bunch of fucking babies are coming out. Like, she goes, "God damn it, Catherine, you know what I'm trying to say." I'm like, "Do you mean IED? Did you mean that?" "Yeah, you did." No, so that's about my time. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Stay safe, get vaccinated.
Hosbein. Keep bitching, we'll put you in the Krankenwagen. I know what that is. It's the fucking ambulance. And you take to the Krankenhaus, and then, I don't know, they put you in the Kranken bed, because you're Kranken. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. And nobody wants to go to the hospital now, right? No? Does anybody want to go normally? No. Now? Especially no. It's delightful. I'm reading the list, and I can't read my handwriting. That looks like a verb, which I know that's... okay, I know where I'm at. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Danielle Rivera.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to take a real quick moment to plug the new band that I've been playing with. We're kind of experimental. Keep an eye out for us. So we're called Vegan Sausage. We suck. So I'm 30 years old. Ow, yeah. Here's the thing, though. They very recently and suddenly stopped carding me for alcohol when I order it, which is, disconcerting when I haven't experienced that up until now. I feel like my reaction is a little aggressive sometimes. When they give me my beer, I'm like, "Okay, how old do I look?" And one time, like, this guy had the audacity to answer me. Correctly. 30, you look 30. I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, you have smile lines." Utter bullshit. I haven't been happy in decades, so. It's kind of depressing. Furthermore, on depressing topics, I guess, since that's what we're here for. You know how like technology is just advancing to the point that there's this general worry that we're all going to become irrelevant and the robots are going to take our jobs. Then I saw a commercial for the brand new all-electric Mustang. And I thought, how do the horses feel? That car looks super awesome, by the way, but when it breaks down, you still just have to shoot it. So technology has gifted us with, accessibility to information, unlimited, which I don't consider to be a good thing necessarily, because now everyone's got opinions, and they're everywhere. And I don't even know what you can consider a reliable source for information anymore. I'm pretty certain it's not Facebook. Write that down. Apparently Google isn't reliable either. So I'm settled on just comments at Pornhub. It's the only reliable source. Everyone there is very honest. And most peer reviews. Yeah, like pee-pee. Moving on. So, I have type 1 diabetes. I got diagnosed a couple years ago, not really knowing what that meant because I didn't take Greek mythology in high school. Apparently, I can't control my blood sugar, and so I have to inject insulin manually. And I get to spend a lot of quality time with my good old doctor who asks me all the lifestyle questions whenever I come in for my checkup, like, are you sexually active still? I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting pricked 5 times a day, but it's just not how I pictured it as a little girl. It can be tough, you know, like, well, okay, there's this guy that I had a huge crush on. And finally, after time, he invited me over to his house one night to make dinner and watch a movie. Yeah, I know what that means. Do you? Did he? We finish the movie, and I assume I'm staying the night, and I act accordingly, and he acts awkward. Like, oh, well, I like you a lot, but I just got out of this serious relationship, and I don't think I'm ready to go to Cuddletown. I don't really care about Cuddletown, dude. Trying to get to Pound Town, Cuddle Stops, like that's just a stop. Maybe after the fact we can detour to it. I don't know. I looked it up on Pornhub maps. You can have a look for yourself. That is my time. I'm Danielle Rivera. Thank you guys so much.
You know, during the last session, there was a lot of bills where they were talking about, we want to make sure that you guys know what you're looking up online and that you understand exactly the implications of some of the searches that you've done. And it would have required me as an ISP to inform you of the searches that you've done. After that said, I am so glad that shit didn't pass. Like, is this really what you're looking for? You know I have to send this to your mom, right? Mr. Skis. 6 people will get that joke. Everybody else will be pissed until they meet him, and then they'll get that joke. People. You want another comedian? Well, it's your lucky fucking night. Please welcome to the stage, Ben Blank!
How's it going? My name is Ben. My pronouns are they and them. And if you haven't met anybody before that uses they, them pronouns, you are welcome to just picture me as a swarm of diseased rats. You can pull the stat block right out of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Just be like, oh look, here comes Ben. They're resistant to bludgeoning damage. Don't bother running from them. They can fit in any space that one tiny creature can fit in. They're worth 50 experience points. They're also immune to being charmed and grappled. Although that's actually because I'm asexual, not because of the swarm of rats thing. I used to be C+ sexual, but I studied real hard and got that grade up. So yeah. What else about Ben? I live with my parents. Their hobbies include misgendering me and being Mormon. So, yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little story about my mom. We got these new neighbors, and I was telling my mom about them, and then later I hear her explaining them to my dad. I guess the new neighbors sell drugs. I was like, no, Mom, she works at a dispensary. She's basically a cashier. And my dad was like, they sell weed at dispensaries, don't they? You're not going to buy pot from the neighbors, are you? No, Dad, I'm not going to buy drugs from the neighbors. My weed guy's name is Steve, and you should know that because you've met him like a bunch of times. My dad fucking loves my weed guy because the first time Steve came over to my house, he had his dog with him, and my dad loves dogs. So he and Steve bonded over this, and it's mutual. So I call up Steve now. I'm like, hey, it's Ben. Can I come over later? And he's like, oh, I don't know, man. I might not be home later, but I could come by your place. Is your dad gonna be home? And I'm like, get your own dad, Steve. And he's like, get your own weed, Ben. I mean, I guess if Steve had his own dad, he might not be a low-level drug dealer. So, yeah. Anybody pick up any new hobbies during the pandemic? My parents decided we were going to have a homemade Christmas because everybody got new hobbies. And I will tell you about my family. They are a bunch of fucking ingrates. Because everybody is just going apeshit over my sister's soap that has the poison ivy or the razor blades or whatever the fuck in it. And only one person was nice to me about my homemade books of self-published erotica. It was my step-grandfather. He super liked me on Tinder after. My mom was so mad. She was like, how could you do this to our family? I'm like, I cannot with you right now. Are there any more of those brownies that Steve sent over? And my mother, the Mormon, is like, no, they smelled really weird, so I tossed them. I'll tell you something about my family. Next year, they're all getting store-bought jam with a homemade label slapped on. Except for my peepaw. I already started taking the pictures for his calendar. My name's Ben. Thank you very much.
I got nothing to add. Please welcome to the stage, Timothy Howard.
Calm down. So I immediately know what you're thinking. One of two things. Either you're like Yoda, too old to do the comedy. Or you're thinking, wow, Crockett from Miami Vice really has let himself go. Yeah. Most of you may not get that, but I'm going home with this woman after the show because of that joke. I live in Phillipsburg now, but for 20 years I taught college in Texas. Oh, Texas, by the way, may the Lord open. And it wasn't what I grew up wanting to do. My goal in life when I was growing up was not to become a history professor. It was to teach foreigners how to fly airliners. Something like that then happened. So that dream came crashing to the ground. And then about 30 minutes later, came crashing to the ground. So, anyway. Wore this jacket not realizing I would be performing in a church tonight. I feel like I should be up here like, hail Jesus! Jesus will save you from your sins. Jesus can heal. He can fetch. He can roll over. Just ask Pontius Pilate. Too soon? The older you get, the more health problems you get. Right now, I've got more health issues than there are high chairs at a Mormon family reunion. I was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which if you're gonna have a diabetes, you know, it's like the two towers of diabetes. I had originally said Godfather 2 of diabetes, but I figured with the hobbits in the audience that the two towers might actually be a reference that they would actually get at. We covered a lot of conundrums in our history classes, like what if the Wright brothers had ever been arrested? Would they have made bail, or would they have been considered a flight risk? I do have some older material I like to rely on. It may go a little bit over your heads, but well, what the hell. So how about those Menendez brothers, huh? Am I the only one who feels sorry for them for being orphans? Probably a good thing I wasn't on that jury. Oh, sure, the OJ jury. Yeah, I was there, but that one not so much. So speaking of atrocities, the privilege of living in Phillipsburg includes actually knowing an insurrectionist. And this guy was like the dumbest fucker I had ever met in my life before the insurrection. When we found out that he was in Washington, we were just very proud of the fact he made it to the right Washington. Because we were pretty sure he was going to end up in, Spokane, looking for the, Capitol. Or maybe Capitol Records in LA, who knows, but anyway. Then he gave an interview to CBS News where he talked about, yeah, we're here legally because the Insurrection Act allows us to overthrow the government violently. And actually, the Insurrection Act does exactly the opposite of that. And nowhere during him and his friend's 2,200-mile trek to D.C. did anybody bother to Google that. Nobody actually sat there and said, you sure we're on good legal ground here? Because I just can't imagine Congress saying it's okay for us to go and shoot their asses. It's like, I'm pretty sure Alex Jones said it must be true. Nobody knows who Alex Jones is. Well, I got 10 seconds left. Thank you very much.
Nobody knows who Alex Jones is. Wouldn't it be great if nobody had ever fucking heard of him? It's like, what's ruined the country? A cunt. Anyway, these are my friends and they're booing. Whatever. Anyway. Folks, welcome to the stage. One of the amazing comics that I had asked to do this, and when I asked, she was like, oh my God, yes! Please welcome Kelly May.
No. So I am pansexual. Okay. You might not be able to tell. It's okay. I understand. Let me just. Okay. Yeah. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I am pansexual. But I am dating a man. This man, he's one of the good ones. He's wonderful. He builds things for a living. He's a home builder. And he will come home from work, like, after building an entire fucking house, and he will not be able to find the ketchup in the fridge. Like, sir, first of all, are those people okay? How many nails did you have to keep track of today? So that's something that I'm a little bit concerned about. Secondly, I have 2 children, which, by the way, is the most athletic thing I've ever done, giving birth. My daughter is a little bit controlling. She's a bitch. I'm just gonna say it. We were watching The Little Mermaid the other day together, and like she was sitting on my lap, and I was singing the music, and we were having like a moment. And she looks up at me and she says, "Mama, are you a mermaid?" And I said, "I know it's hard to believe, but no, I'm not a mermaid." And she said, "Then stop singing." Excuse me, ma'am, get the fuck off my lap. Which you lived in, by the way. You're welcome. My son, he's really, really sweet, but he is too smart for his own good. We were camping this summer, and I was holding one White Claw, and he goes, "Mom, you're gonna get drunk." And I looked at him and I said, "I'm planning on it." Why else do you think I would go into the woods? And then about 20 minutes later, I came upon him, and he had like an entire package of Oreos. And I was like, "Dude, you have got to slow down. You are eating way too many of those things, like you're gonna get sick." And he looked at me, and he said, "I'm planning on it." So I was like, cool. You do your thing. I'm going to go do my thing. We're both going to feel like shit in the morning and probably learn nothing from it. So that's cool. We were talking about like Mormonism. I actually grew up Mormon. I grew up in Utah, which was like really exotic, as you might imagine. And being Mormon is kind of like having a ticket to super VIP heaven, you know? I was set. And then one day I just said, "Frick it." And I drank coffee. I drank coffee. You know, it was like, I just blew my chances at eternal life in the parking lot of a Starbucks parking lot, you know? Totally worth it, by the way. I don't know. Their pumpkin sweet cream iced brew. Huh? Yes! I would sell that oldest child that challenged me over Oreos for that. Like, straight up would just sell that. I have read in the news lately that most of the country, like several elementary schools in the country, have gone away with their free lunch program. And I, for one, am really happy to see that, you know. I think it's really good that we are taking such a strong stance against children getting food. Because, thank you guys, my name is Kaylee May. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming out.
That's it? That was your applause? Like every good neighbor, she hates children. Give her some more applause. All right, one more comic. You good? Please welcome to the stage, Thomas Blake.
Apparently, most of the people traumatized enough to be comedians used to be Mormon. I was a 5th generation Mormon, 1st generation with the internet, so I'm an atheist now. It's weird being in a church again, telling jokes about my dick instead of learning how to use it. What happened was, a treasure hunter named Joseph Smith wrote a fan fiction set in the popular Bible universe. And some of the people in the Jesus fandom decided it was canon. And they stopped going to the Jesus cons. They started their own, where they cosplay as Little House on the Prairie and a high school debate team. So I never acquired a taste for coffee. Why is Bigfoot the mascot for beef jerky? It doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, I don't believe in Bigfoot because there's no like bones or meat they found at Bigfoot's. But if you believe in Bigfoot, that's fine. That's your choice. There's a lot stupider things some Americans believe. Like Greg Gianforte being awesome. Which is weird, because I'm like Bigfoot agnostic, but I'll tell you, God isn't real. It's got to be like one of two things. Like, one, Bigfoot makes the beef jerky. Like, for thousands of years, Bigfoot lived in harmony with indigenous peoples. And just, you know, in the Pacific Northwest, except it wasn't even the Northwest, because you could just go to Canada, even if you had a DUI. I'm not mad, just disappointed, like my dad. And Bigfoot, I don't know if you know this, for generations, Bigfoots have played the piano. You know, Bigfoot, big pianist. And they lived in harmony with the native people because, like, for example, if you had too bad at cramps this month, Bigfoot will cheer you up with a jaunty Scott Joplin tune. Some ragtime music. But then he had to stay 40 or 50 feet away, minimum, from everybody, and you can't carry around a piano and do that. He had to find a new job, making beef jerky. That's a lot of work, and he doesn't even have like an oven. He's got to make a fire. Fires make smoke. It takes hours and hours to make beef jerky. Even the dumbest Bigfoot hunter can follow a column of smoke to Washington, D.C. But maybe that is why we've never found any bones or meat of Bigfoots, because just a little bit of that beef jerky is Bigfoot grandma's. Like in the restaurant when you try to complain but you ate the evidence. Or the other reason is that it tastes like feet. Last thing, I just lost a bunch of weight. I'm still losing weight. Now my pants are falling down. And you've all seen our host, Kev Ham. Don't clap for him yet. I'm running out of time. I can't tell. Like, on the one hand, I'm losing weight, but on the other hand, if my pants are down, does he like me more or less with that combo? That's it for me. I'm Thomas Blake.
Jeff on? It's been a long fucking pandemic. We originally were going to do this in like 2012, I think. And I asked these wonderful people, and then the pandemic hits, and here we are at March 787th. And we finally get to get these people together and have you in a space relatively safe, lots of wind, don't breathe too hard. And you laughed. I am so thankful that you showed up, because the pandemic has been one of those things where I didn't get to get on stage for 18 months. I didn't get to see my friends for 18 months. I had to help people fix their fucking internet for 18 months. My Google search just isn't working. I don't know what's wrong. Well, Steve, you misspelled horsecock. And that's 30 minutes of my life I'm not getting back. But here we are tonight as we laugh with comedians who are from across Montana. Like, I didn't just call over to Missoula and say, send me your best. They sent me their best. So did Bozeman, so did Billings, so did a couple other places I can't find on a map. Dylan. And I want you all to give them one more big round of applause. I'm going to bring them back up to the stage. Please give it up for Thomas Blake, Kaylee May, Timothy Howard, Ben Blake, Danielle Rivera, Catherine Hosebine, Lynn Solomon, Melissa Hansen, Kaiser Lieb, and Sugarbush Hosebine. Do you want me to go through their names once more? Because you do have to vote. Once more? Okay, we're gonna do this. We'll do it this way again. When I call your name, walk up here, pretend you like me, smile, and skip the fuck out. Sugarbush! Kaiser Lieb! Melissa Hansen! Lynn Solomon! Catherine, I'm sorry, what's your last name? Pantleg? Hose? Hoser? Whatever. We love her. Catherine Osbine! Danielle Rivera! Ben Blake! Timothy Howard! Kaylee May! And Thomas Blake. Folks, I've been your host, Kevin Ham. I am wearing my shitty campaign t-shirt. It's actually a really cute campaign t-shirt. Like, when was the last time you saw a political campaign and went, that's fucking cute? And then you see the candidate and go, yeah, he's a prick. But you know who deserves a prick like me? The PSC. So, vote. Vote for your best comic. Vote in the elections. Make things better for everybody and have a great night.
Skies. I wanted to see the world till it flew over the ocean. I changed Sunsets for the freak show on the weekend, so I've been driving out to the suburbs to park at the Goodwill instead of the chemtrail. With my little brother, he said you called on his birthday, you were off for like 10 days.